everybody.
Hello. Hi.
Nice to see you for cooking class today. Thank you for joining us. Carl and I have a very sweet one for you today. We're doing lemon bars. We're going to try to make them a little bit tart, but a lot sweet because this one has such a sweet tooth.
That's true.
It is true, right? We know what we like around here. So we're going to get started. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to pop in and let us know. Just jump right in and tell us. So we're going to start off with the ingredients list today for our bars. So the first thing that you will need, we're going to start with the shortbread crust itself. So the first thing that you're going to need right away is a cup of unsalted or salted butter. I like to use salted because I like everything a little salty. You know me, I'm the umami girl. He's the sweet tooth. That being said, if you like unsweetened, you can use that. You want about a half a cup of granulated sugar. You want 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a half a teaspoon of salt, and then of course 2 cups and 2 tablespoons as well of all-purpose flour. It has to be spooned and leveled, so if you're actually using the flour and you want to sift it, go ahead and do that. The recipe recommendation is that you do sift it because you know how easily flour can pack and then it becomes too floury and dense and it's all crumbled and stuff. So we're going to do our best to put this together.
And we got some real lemons.
Real lemons,
for
that's exactly
zesting.
Right. For zesting, because we are a zesty crowd today, right, crowd?
That's right.
Zesty, ridiculous.
Vanilla.
Yeah, so that's for the lemon filling. So for the actual lemon filling, it's 2 cups of sugar, 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 6 eggs, a cup of lemon juice, and of course, confectioner sugar if you like. So today is not your recipe if you're trying to cut down on the sugar. If you want to use a sugar replacement, you can try something like xylitol. There's also monk fruit sweetener, which is incredible. If you're using different kinds of sugars, you're going to want to look at those ratios though, because they are far sweeter than regular sugar, which means that you will need less. And it may not coagulate in the bowl the same way, so just keep that in mind if you're using an alternative today. Welcome to class if you're just joining us. We're making lemon squares.
Lemon
All right.
squeezy.
So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get Carl. Yes. That would be awesome, Carl. So I'm going to get you to go ahead and,
cup?
yeah, can you just go ahead and melt that? We're going to use the whole thing. The whole thing plus this. So it's a cup. So I'm going a little over a cup because we don't have a sieve with us today. And I, again, don't want that flour to be really packed. So because we're going to be exact, because it's baking, we want to make sure that we're using the exact amount of flour.
Cut it into pieces.
Yeah, cut it into pieces, Carl. Yeah. So what we're not going to do today is shove it into our...
It works.
It works. It works really well, but I figure, you know, save some time today. I'm just eyeballing it. Okay. Which, again, with baking, you're not supposed to, but whatevs. We're okay, right, Carl?
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that could happen?
Butter.
Yeah, a really shortbread, which is kind of awesome. All right, mask goes on because we are doing this now. So first we're doing the butter. So as he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start to put the dry part of the filling together.
You want all the butter?
All the butter, babe. Okay. All the butter.
You're not going to use it all at first, are you?
I'm going to use it all at first.
What's in the lemon part? No butter.
Yeah, no, there's no butter in the lemon part because we're not making a curd today. If we were cooking a curd on the stove, yes, there would be probably some sort of fat in there, but it's not going to be this. So we're going to go ahead and use the granulated sugar. So we're going to use that half cup of granulated sugar.
It might have a half cup left before we gotta crack the new one.
For sure. So overall, Carl, what was the cost for this recipe when you went shopping today?
We had a lot of the baking stuff.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Lemon juice was like $2.
Yeah.
Lemons I didn't look.
Didn't look at the lemons? No, not too bad, eh?
And parchment paper, that's something you have around.
Yep.
We needed it.
Yeah, we definitely needed it.
And what else did I buy? That was it. Oh, sugar, more sugar. We're always gonna need that too.
So your expense in this recipe is going to be, as always, the butter and the eggs, really, is the most expensive part of the recipe. But again, this is a super affordable recipe, and the beautiful thing about this is that it makes 24 bars. So yeah, it's a lot of lemon bars. It's a lot of lemon. I mean, you can half this if you wish. If that makes your life easier, go ahead and take the ingredients that I've given you and just half them, and they'll work just as well. Here's my half a cup of sugar going right in.
How thick are these gonna be? You know?
I don't know, Carl. We're gonna kind of make it, yeah, we'll kind of MacGyver and see how thick. I mean, they can be thick or thin. We've got a kind of a little bit of a deep pan, so we'll see. Carl and I are gonna make do again. We're working on the premise that we're working on whatever we've got in our kitchen right now. And so whatever you've got in your kitchen right now, that's what you use. A tip is that you should try to use a glass or ceramic bowl. That being said, we're using a metal bowl because that's what we have in our kitchen. It's not going to kill you to use a metal bowl.
What's the difference from glass?
Well, I've read, in particular with this recipe, that if you use a metal bowl, it might taste a little bit like the metal. That's what the person who created the recipe said. I don't know, but
Sounds
that's
a little old wives' tale.
maybe it is old wives' tale.
I know you can pick up iron from a skillet. That's actually a good way to get extra iron.
Oh yeah.
If you cook with it. So maybe there's something.
Has anybody here got one of those old skillets that they have to oil up and take care of all the time? Anybody?
They're good. It's just a lot of work.
I'd like to have one, actually. That's why I'm asking, because those things look amazing to me, and it would be so nice to have
You have it
one.
for life,
Yeah.
right? As long as you take good care of it.
Well, that's it, right? You gotta definitely take care of it. Actually put in is the 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons of flour. I keep looking to see where my flour is because we have so many bags here. So we're just using the straight up all-purpose flour. So for this recipe, you don't want to substitute for like a whole wheat flour or anything like that. You definitely want
2 cups and 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, we're being real specific here.
That's very specific.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead. You get the 2 tablespoons. Here's the 2 cups. So because I'm trying not to let it be too heavily packed there. I've got just a little bit from the top. 1 cup, yep.
That's double dip.
Carl's getting in there with his
Double dip.
tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1 cup. Here I go with my cup now. Again, shifting it around a bit. Yes, there you go. Get in there, sir. There's my cup. And boom.
Boom.
All right,
That's a lot of
wonderful.
butter.
It's a lot. That's why I added extra butter. I always would rather have a pastry that's too short than to have a pastry that's a little dry. Oh yes, it's like our carrot episode, but we put like our paper in our stuff. Carl, do you want to mix that around until it's completely melted?
Oh, you're okay just using it all?
Well, yeah, I think we're gonna try to use it all because yeah, I'm a buttery kind of girl.
Okay.
I like my full fat recipes, delicious. All right, so then I need a half a teaspoon of salt now. So I'm gonna take a look at that. My salt is here. So we've got the coarse kosher salt because this is again what we had in our cupboard. So feel free to use any kind of salt that you like. I have seen people who used like the Himalayan salt, and so
the
if
pink
you're
stuff.
really fancy,
I mean, in the end,
that's what you got in your
yeah,
cupboard.
salt, right?
Salt is salt,
But
exactly.
people like different thickness.
Yes. Here, look at this guy. You show them how you're mixing that. Switch
Well,
spots with me.
I'm mixing it with a steak knife.
That's okay. That's our style, remember?
Not so professional.
Professional. That's our
I
mantra.
hope
Professional.
nobody was noticing that you.
I always call him out. That's okay. He calls me out too, so we're okay.
So we're done with the flour, or
I think
we'll need some?
We'll need a little bit more, my friend. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my half, and I love these spoons. I
You like
can't
them?
stop talking about these spoons because they have the specific, like this is, you can see it's like half a tablespoon, half a teaspoon, 1/8 of a teaspoon. Super impressed by this because I'm used to like having to basically use my regular measurement spoons and then just make it work. But these are awesome. So is anybody gonna be making these this week? Anybody like a lemon bar?
I'm gonna be eating them.
Yeah, I see everybody's still muted. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that together. So I'm gonna sift together those dry ingredients here. There we are.
Connection's looking better, hey?
Connection's looking schmick today.
Good. Last week was a bit of a crapshoot,
Yeah, it's hard.
literally.
Yeah, seriously. But that's all right. It all worked out in the end.
I put a good edited version where it cut out some of the difficulties on YouTube.
Yes, check out our YouTube channel for sure because you
We're-
can replay and cook along.
We're gonna try to do that more often, same with some of the exercise classes, so people can do it rather than have the 2 minute.
So I'm adding my vanilla extract here and I'm putting it right into the melted mix through properly and you can beat it. You can pour in for me.
Okay.
Get her done.
Just-
Time. So we're gonna go ahead. You know what we didn't put in?
Well, what's that?
Did I put in the sugar? Guys, I put in the sugar, right? Please tell me I did. I put it in first. Yeah, I'm gonna taste it. Just let's put this rest of the stuff in. I can always add more sugar. I put put it in right at the
I don't
beginning.
know.
You don't see sugar? Well, this is gonna be a little bit lumpy because it's gonna take me a little bit to beat this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and beat this out a little bit. I think,
Hey.
there we are. I think this bowl might be kind of big. Go ahead, we're just gonna smush this down so I can kind of get a sense of where we're at. I wanna move this if I don't. Square, it's just gonna set like crazy town. So we're gonna go ahead and like, it'll be like a klimt lemon bar. And unique, but not shaped in any specific way.
So maybe you want to, how thick?
No, it doesn't really rise that much because it's like shortbread cookie, right? So we're just gonna, like I can't make it too thin. I'm gonna just try to smooth it out a little bit more, maybe about like, yeah, I'll mush it out a bit more. All right, so this is gonna be a pretty thin biscuit by the time I've finished with it. So what you wanna keep in mind is if you are mushing this thin, you don't keep it in as long. So it can cook for up to 40 minutes depending on the thickness of your base. I would say this is gonna be maybe 15 or 20, but you know what? When we did the lava cakes, I said 8 minutes and it turned out to be 15. So who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? We're just gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna mash this down here. There we are. Mush, 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 mush. I think that looks pretty good, Carl. What do you say?
I say it's good. I'm
You say
watching
it's
these,
good?
these subtitles. Really gets them wrong, eh?
Oh, subtitles, the best. I love that kind when it was like acorn, acorn, acorn. I was like, that's not what I
Trying
said.
its best.
Yeah, that's it. And really, that's what counts. All right, so you want to put that in there,
Sure.
Carl, so you can kind of see everyone. I don't know if you can see. So let's uneven a little bit, but we're gonna make it work. So
That's
Carl's
good.
gonna throw that in.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. And as he's throwing that in, we are now gonna move on to our lemon curd filling. So it's not actually a curd, it's more of a lemon topping.
So that paper won't catch fire in here.
No, the paper won't catch fire unless it's right against the element, then it will catch fire, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be right against the element. We should be okay, right? Right, friends? We're gonna start with 2 cups of granulated sugar. So Carl, I'm gonna get you
Sure.
onto that. So Carl will
2
get
cups.
the 2 cups. Here's your cup. There you go, sir.
Sugar.
All right, it is a lot of sugar, but you like it sweet, right? All right, so then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna sift the flour and the sugar together. So Carl's gonna handle that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm maybe not gonna use this
Sugar
bowl. He is a sugar leak. I'm gonna grab another bowl out of here. So I'm gonna reach below the cupboard and get one.
2 cups?
2 cups of sugar, and then you need 6 tablespoons of flour. All right, so while he's doing that, I'm gonna break the eggs into a bowl. So you need 6 large eggs. Boom, there it is.
1.
1, 2. I'm not Carl, so I'm using 2 hands, not 1 to crack these. 3.
Did I use 1?
He used 1 hand a couple episodes ago. He was like mighty muffin man.
I don't know, I end up with a lot of shells in my.
Wait a minute, is that a real thing? No, it's not.
Muffin man?
That doesn't sound like
Need a
Carl
little
at all.
coffee.
Muffin man. Sorry, Carl. Oh my gosh, that is not the way someone's hired. I'm the muffin man. Well, maybe it is though if you like muffins. I don't know. All right, here we are.
How many eggs?
6 eggs, my
6
friend.
eggs.
So now I've got, it is, it's pretty healthy, right? It's like Rocky style eggs like we were doing last
Protein.
time. Protein. All right, so now I am doing the eggs and then the lemon juice. So I need a big thing of lemon juice. So I need a cup of lemon juice.
1 cup?
1 cup, please. And then I'm gonna get you to zest up those lemons for me.
Should I put the lemon juice right in with the sugar? Or-
No, the lemon juice is you're gonna put it in there and I'm gonna whisk this together while you're mixing that together. So you're gonna mix that together. Let me just make sure. It's a little bit mushy. We need different things to mix now. So I'm gonna grab one of these for you and a whisk for myself. And for a whisk, I'm just gonna use my fork. So I'm gonna,
So you want this with the eggs?
I want that with this. That's right. So this is for you. So you mix that together and you can dump that right in.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so here we go. So away I go with my super biceps.
Lemon and eggs just feels wrong.
Lemon and eggs does feel like something that would curdle, right? But apparently not.
So Stir sugar around?
Yeah, stir that around. Where's your flour? Do you have your 6 tablespoons of it?
No.
Okay, that's okay.
What I need.
So now he's gonna add his 6 tablespoons of flour. While he's doing that, I'm gonna bring this over here so you can see how yellow this is. That's looking pretty bright, right? That's pretty friendly and bright. So I'm just making sure that that's all evenly distributed and mixed through. Again, with baking, if you're able to sift, you want to sift your ingredients together through that sift because that just helps everything to mix together more mellifluously. That being said, if you're just doing it with your spoon and stuff, you're just gonna mix it together with your spatula or whatever you have on hand and under measure just slightly so that you don't overpack your dry ingredients. Well, with the exception of your baking soda and stuff, don't under measure there because that has to be right on point. I just mean like with your flour and stuff. All right, here we go. That's looking pretty good in there. Girl, yeah, you're doing well there. 6, he's done. I'm gonna put this over here back to him. Back to Carl. The last thing I'm gonna do is zest a little bit of this. So these are
So I brought
lemons.
a grater. I don't know if this is too.
Beautiful. Well, we're gonna try it. Yeah, we're gonna try. So we've got a grater here.
Oh, this is
And I'm gonna go ahead.
there.
It is a fancy side. I don't know. Which one do you think will be smaller? So I'm gonna go ahead and start zesting a little bit of this lemon right into the filling. So the reason for this, and I'm being careful when I'm zesting. You see, I stop when I get to the white pith.
Let's see.
You don't want to get the pith in because that's just bitter, but like the outside
Tasty.
is delicious. So we're gonna go ahead and zest that business. And I'm gonna do that because when you're not using real lemon juice, well, you are using real lemon juice, but when you're using lemon juice from the bottle, it could use some,
I think it's from concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it could use a little bit of lifting.
And you can go crazy because I got 2 lemons.
Okay, amazing. So I will go crazy. We will zest both of these things together before we mix all of this
Crazy
together.
zester.
Now, let's see, the sugar, we've got the sugar in there, Carl.
Yep. Sugar, flour.
Good, sugar and flour. So we're just gonna do this,
What else?
and then we're good to go. And we're gonna mix it together.
Tasty.
Zesty, zesty, zesty. So I'm gonna get this completed here. So I'm just getting a little bit more, and it's amazing how much you can get off of lemons, to be honest. Here we go. And I think, like I said, this will bring a level of freshness to the dish that it's gonna be much needed, because when you have something so sweet,
Smells good.
and there's so much sugar in this recipe, oh my goodness. When you have something this sweet, you do need something to kind of refresh your palate. Whether that is a little fruit salad or the rind of 2 lemons in your, not the rind, the zest. God, I make it sound appetizing. Let me put some lemon rind in there, Carl. Would you like to have some of that? Add some of the compost heap in there too.
Could you do this with limes?
Yeah,
The same recipe?
Of course you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could really pretty much do it with any
key
citrus.
lime
Sure.
or yeah, just a few oranges too.
Of course. Whatever whatever citrus is your favorite, you
Yeah.
can definitely do that.
I'm a lime guy.
You're a lime guy?
Yeah, key lime is my favorite.
Key lime is great. I love lemon, I love grapefruit actually.
That's a good one.
I'm a grapefruit girl. You can only have that in limited quantities, so I find like I used to be very addicted to it, eat it a lot,
Grapefruit?
and then my stomach started getting really sick.
You're one of the acidic.
It's so acidic. And not like sick to your stomach, like it felt like my organs were swollen.
You must
I was
have-
like,
How many grapefruits were you eating?
I was eating a lot of grapefruit in a day.
I think we're done with this.
Here we go.
Cleaning as we go.
Yeah, I love that about Carl. I'm like the worst because I put things down, I forget where they are. I come back at the end when everything's like a huge mess and I'm like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Carl's just like, nah, I'm gonna do it as I go. See, that's smart. Here we go. So really working through on that lemon here,
Yeah,
getting going here.
so that was a good size, eh?
It was a great size. Here we are, getting the rest of the lemon done here.
You got most of it.
Yep. I might even cut one in half and put like half a thing of real
take a
lemon
bite.
juice in there. Take a bite, yeah. Delicious, Carl. Actually, you know what's funny? My daughter used to eat lemons.
Kids
And
love it,
now
eh?
now I do too.
It's
really weird.
I'll bite the odd lime. I don't know why.
I think I just like sour.
Same,
Yeah.
that punch.
All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna get the rest of it out and just put it right in. Here we are. Just gonna get the rest of that, shake that out. Am I missing any? Oh, there's still a little bit left, but that's all right. I think mostly good. Mix that together, and then we're gonna go ahead and mix this together.
Yeah?
Yeah. You wanna pour it or you wanna mix, Carl?
Let me mix.
Okay.
Does this work? Or does
That'll be fine for this. You ready?
I think so.
All right. Here we go. So we're mixing it in. And here we go.
There's our lemon and eggs and rinds.
Lemon and eggs and
More sugar.
yeah, more sugar. So that's got to mix all in there. So after the crust is ready, we're gonna pour this over the top, which is why we're gonna probably have a challenge there because
So does this solidify?
no,
Does
it
it?
goes in wet.
Really?
It
I thought
does.
it kind of jellos a bit.
Well, it'll gel when it bakes.
That's
It
what
doesn't. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. So it
as
gels
you
when it
bake
bakes.
it, yeah.
Yeah, but right now I'm concerned because we have that great big tray, and I'm afraid it's gonna.
Pour over the sides a bit.
I am.
Well, let's see.
We'll see. I mean, like once we have it, we have a smaller tray we can potentially transfer because we use that really most excellent wax paper.
So tray size is important here.
Tray size is important because this isn't like if you're looking at it on the camera there, you can see how liquid that is. It's not like we're cooking out the curd before we put it on the bar, right? So we're gonna have to wait and see. Let me just check on this and see how we're doing. Oh, we're nowhere near finished with this one, Carl.
325 was a good.
325 is a perfect temperature, but it's gonna take
a while.
this one's gonna take a while.
We just needed to get that butter
Yeah.
off the top.
Yeah, so now it's good to go. So you can see it's still soft. We need it for it to cool down for a minute or two, because if I just pour this on the top, it's gonna automatically just like,
And I think
So
it'll
good.
hold, as long as we don't
Yeah.
pull the paper away.
I agree with
Let's
you.
leave it as
You
a
know
seal.
what, we will. If I need to make more of this too, we now know what goes inside of it, so we can just add a couple more eggs and make a little more here. So we'll give it just a minute here, and then we're gonna pour this over the top. So again, this smells awesome. Highly recommend if you're not using the fresh lemon juice, that you use this. If you are using fresh lemon juice and you want the right amount of 1 cup, you need about 4 lemons to make 1 cup of juice. If you're a real squeezer, I should have had you squeeze it because with your muscles, we could have been like
Okay.
right through there. Carl could have taken it in one hand and been like, oh, super
Should
help.
I?
Yeah, next time.
Okay.
Yeah, next time we're gonna do that
We're
because
gonna
that's
make
very
this-
entertaining.
I should have.
Yeah, next time we will. That's all right. Carl, let's just see. This is still really, really hot. Like you're supposed to allow this to cool, but you know what, Carl?
Do
They've
we
been
throw it in
waiting.
the fridge a bit?
No, because you know what?
We're gonna
Go for it. All right.
Okay.
So listen, do not try this at home.
Did I get goggles?
Yeah,
or-
maybe, I don't know. But let me just warn you that if you are doing this at home, you want this base to not be cool. It doesn't have to be cool, but it shouldn't be hot to the touch.
So
Right now it's very hot.
Don't put it in the fridge or anything. Just leave it on the
We're gonna
counter.
bake it for another 22 minutes.
Woo. Okay.
We are, so here we go.
I'm watching.
Ollie, ollie, oxen free.
And that just goes right on top,
It
eh?
goes right on the top. And what we wanna make here, don't touch anything, we're gonna get real. So we're gonna have to, as we pour this on,
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
so what we're gonna wanna do is make sure that it's flat down to the bottom, so it'll evenly distribute now. So you can see what it looks like here.
So we gotta be careful moving it back to the oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another 22 minutes in the oven, and this whole thing is gonna bake up like a curd. So it's like a slow cooked curd. It's like, because the eggs make it a curd texture, right? We know this. But Carl's gonna, right now it's uneven because it's sitting on something, but Carl will, when it goes in there, it should even out.
So everybody saw it? I'm gonna take it
Yeah.
away. We won't be able to show it till a little later.
Well, we'll put a
This
picture in
is
the newsletter
slow.
for you. Watch yourself.
Should we put a little piece of lemon on top or what?
We can put a lemon slice on at the end. You don't want to bake it in there. Because then we'll just have preserved lemons. All right, so that goes in for another 22 minutes. It is now
22, let's set it.
11:46, so Carl's gonna check that. It bakes for another 22 to 26 minutes now, depending on your oven, and ours is a fussy oven. It looks, like I said, it's a stunner, but it is fussy as heck. We may leave it longer or shorter. I encourage you to do the same. You just want to make sure. I'm checking the heat of the oven here. 22, yeah, and you just leave it on 325. So we're just gonna leave it where it is, bake it up, and then we'll slice it into our 24 pieces. Knowing us, it won't be 24 pieces. We're just gonna cut up like giant slices. It'll be like 12.
One big piece.
Just for Carl. Does anybody have any questions or concerns or anything that you'd like to add for the recipe? Any tips?
What would be, you wouldn't do whipped cream on here, would you?
I mean, Carl, you could do whipped cream on there if you really wanted.
I would. Ice cream, vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream
Would
would be
actually
good.
suit this.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can just put it in the freezer. These freeze really, really well. So if you wrap them in cellophane and then wrap them in the silver stuff, aluminum foil,
Yeah.
and then put them in the freezer, they'll last for a really long time, and you can pull them out for like a party, a summer party. They're really nice. You just put them on a platter and
Good for sharing.
yeah, 100%. And you can wrap them individually because it's COVID.
Yeah.
So there's your infection control. As long as your kitchen is nice and clean and you've wrapped them individually, you can give them away as gifts to people as well.
Yeah. Tasty gifts.
Tasty, tasty gifts. I'm into tasty gifts.
We'll see.
All right, my friends, thank you for joining us. It was so lovely to have you all with us today. Hope you're keeping well and safe. And we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Stay cool
Yeah,
today.
thank you so much.
Oh,
You
thank
know,
you
it's
for
great
coming.
you
Miss
put
you.
all this cooking class on the YouTube. So good.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you.
I'll edit this one down a bit, make it shorter, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Have a
Bye,
good week.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
We love you.